Hello, I'm Mike Gordon, and welcome back to my perfect playthrough of Pokemon Gold and Silver for the Game Boy Color. And we arrived at Kanto at Vermillion City. We cleared out our phone books, meaning all we have left are the third rematch trainers. No time to waste, we are going to take on the entire Kanto region, trying to pick up as many items, battle as many trainers, and capture as many Pokemon as possible. And because this is an episode where both games will be capturing a bunch of Pokemon, both games will be tackling events in slightly different orders. With Silver prioritizing Pokemon battling, while Gold will prioritize Pokemon capturing. So right now, Gold is going to capture Houndour on Route 7, while Silver is heading down Route 8 to battle some trainers there en route to Lavender Town. Both games will, of course, accomplish every single task, all of the same tasks over the course of the same episode, but I digress. It uses different kinds of cries for communicating with others of its kind and for pursuing its prey. Alright, and there's one more Pokemon for us to capture in Gold version. That being Murkrow. And in Gold version, Murkrow is way more common in Gold version than he is in Silver version. And the reason for this is because in Silver version, the Pokemon Meowth and Persian actually bleed into the encounter tables and take away some encounter spots from Murkrow. Feared and loathed by many, it is believed to bring misfortune to all those who see it at night. Alright, and another reason for this is because Mankey and Primeape and Meowth and Persia are now located in drastically different locations from one another, even though they are still version-exclusive Pokemon. They are still version-exclusive counterparts. Anyways, we head up to the roof of Celadon Mansion, talk to this guy, and because it's night, he will tell us a ghost story about a bike paddling uphill at Cycling Road in the middle of the night, and then giving us the TM03, which is Curse. If you speak to him during the day, he will just tell you to come back when it's nighttime, and he'll tell you the story. So, you can only get this TM at night. So yeah, Gold and Silver. So yeah, even though Meowth, Persian, Mankey, and Primeape have completely different encounter locations from one another, and inside this trash can is the leftovers. Is also the reason why they stopped becoming Virgin exclusives in Fire Red and Leaf Green, because they are now just located in completely different locations. Which is kind of ironic because Electabuzz and Magma remain Virgin exclusive Pokemon even in those games, and they're located in completely different, and they can be caught in completely different locations from one another. So we have to buy TM17, which is Protect. The only way to get this TM in the game. And the reason why these episodes are so long is because I need to cover as much content as possible, especially since there's really no story progression in this episode. That, and I'm near the end game. I literally took the past couple days off from recording footage for these two games because I was just so goddamn tired. And it is so fucking hot. Oh yeah, I ran into a muck without sweet scent. Lucky. They love to gather in smelly areas where sludge accumulates, making the stench around them worse. Yeah, sad that the areas surrounding Celadon City are now fully polluted. So this is literally the second time in this perfect playthrough where I just ran into a 5% encounter on my very first encounter without using Sweet Scent. And now I'm using Sweet Scent to try and nab Slugma. And all that was while trying to find the same exact hidden item in each and every game. I don't know. It never sleeps. It has to keep moving because if it stopped, its magma body would cool and harden, meaning it will die. So that is actually the highest level you can capture Slugma in. And unlike in Pokemon Crystal, where you can only capture Slugma during the day, not morning or evening, Slugma can be encountered any time of day, but his highest levels are at morning and at night. So yeah, I was right to do all this when it's still nighttime. Got grammar, cause I'm so great. And as it moves, it loses bits of its body from which new grime emerge. This worsens the stench around it. So yeah, I'm gonna go around just battling all the remaining trainers on this route and every other route that I have immediate access to. With a couple exceptions because it would take a while to cover a little while longer cover them, and I can group all that together with the main storyline that I wish that I need to clear out in order to unlock the entire rest of the region. So yeah, 3 years, Celadon City and the area surrounding has been overtaken by pollution and sludge. So Erica definitely has her work cut out for her if she wants to keep her beloved city clean. But on the bright side, there aren't as many bikers along Cycling Road as there used to be. Probably because Team Rocket was only operating in secret in Generation 2. And only made themselves publicly known to the world at the radio tower. Only to quickly fade away shortly after. So, and now I'm cutting through routes 12 and 11, battling all the trainers here. And I should probably address a few things. In the main plot thread of Gold and Silver, if you haven't watched my perfect playthrough of Crystal version, remember I'm tackling all six games are still perfect playthrough number 77. I'm technically playing them at the same time, swapping between the games whenever I need to. And so on and so forth. And I literally start with red and blue. And finish with red and blue before I continued on with yellow, gold, silver, and crystal. And now I'm rotating around because all four of those games, I should say, are actually rather dependent on one another as far as completing the Pokédex is concerned. Now, if we got a Pokemon Green released in the West, then yeah, I could definitely make it so that red, blue, and yellow are fully dependent on one another. So, Gold's in covering Cycling Road and making his way to Fuchsia. Silver's battling his way through routes 11 through 15. because that's where the vast majority of the trainers are. And then golds. So if you haven't been playing Pokemon Crystal, the main plot thread of the Kanto region is that power in the Kanto region has gone out, and we need to find the missing piece so that to get the power plant running again. This will open up the whole rest of the region. It will give us access to the radio tower, the radio tower channel, so we could awaken a Snorlax, go through Diglett's cave, and explore Pewter City, Vermillion City, Pallet Town, and Cinnabar Island. The whole rest of the region, the West Kanto, I should call it. It allows us to board the magnet train so we could go back and forth between Kanto and Johto instantaneously. Like, it's definitely the fastest way to get back to Johto from Kanto, whereas Johto at least has some quick shortcuts to Kanto. But yeah, as a reminder, so we have to go to the power plant and restore power to the region so we can unlock the entire region and instant travel between Kanto and Johto. It will also allow us to effectively unlock the rest of the remaining content in Kanto, so we can actually gun for a perfect playthrough of these games. Keeper Boris, sent out Doduo. So now that all the trainers on Route 11 are cleared out, we get to wrap up Route 12. And of course we need to pick up a Super Rod in case we might need it. I don't think so, because in Pokemon Crystal, the only times I used the Super Rod were to catch Lantern and Kingler. And I already have Lantern and Kingler in this game. Horsey and Seadra are also both surf encounters. And the only other water type that I don't have is Arceal and Dugong, which are land encounters. A rarity for water type Pokemon in Gens 1 and 2. But of course, Seal and Dugong are the only water types to consistently be land-exclusive water Pokemon in all 6 games. But yeah, had we gotten a Pokemon Green version here in the West, with Venusaur as the mascot Pokemon, and all you really had to do there was do the same thing you did, was just take Japanese blue version and swap out the starter Pokemon from Squirtle to Bulbasaur, and then retain the encounter tables, and that's that. That would be pretty interesting, to say the least. How a run like that would go. Yeah, because now you can just play one copy of each game, and really the only game that would need to be played through twice for Living Dex purposes would probably be well, okay, you would probably have to play each of the games at least. I think it would probably be yellow version, so you could multiple times anyways with the yellow version, because you still need to get all the fossils. Of course, you could just breed them into gold, silver, and crystal versions, and that would be the main reasons to trade with them. Gold, silver, crystal versions is to trade them so you could do living decks without doing a bunch of resetting. Jimmy found calcium? Jimmy's really angry? Teacher Hillary and... I don't think I needed to use a bike just to grab that nugget. And I'm just gonna go ahead and finish my grind here. Keeper Brett, Pidgeotto, go Mewtwo, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and about all the trainers around routes 15 through 14 in gold version. I will worry about 12 through 13 later, because you know, I have no idea why I didn't bother battling all the trainers my very first go around in routes 11 through 15 gold version. I think I was just feeling the heat because I was running really low on PP. But yeah, officially, gold and silver are just covering the same ground now. Alright, these trainers are done now. And gold and silver are about to intersect at relatively the same place. So, just a couple more trainers on Route 15. And, silver's on Route 13. So, the two paths are about to intersect, meaning this will be the point where silver goes around capturing Pokemon while gold goes around battling all the trainers. And, man, this is so freaking boring. Because all I'm doing is battling trainers. I'm not picking up items. I'm not picking up getting a new TM. I'm not battling any gym trainers. I will wait to battle all the Kanto gym leaders until I'm ready to do them all at once. And I'm not capturing any new Pokemon. Honestly, my least favorite moments in any episode of Pokemon is when all I'm doing is battling a bunch of trainers and I'm not capturing anything. Which is another reason why I encourage myself to go around capturing Pokemon so I can talk about what it is that I'm doing. A hidden calcium right there, okay, that's something unique. Oh yeah, and okay, here is the last capture for quite a while in gold version. Alright, so this took quite a while to get this Chansey spawn. Chansey's 1%. And unlike in Pokemon Crystal, you can literally run into a Chansey at any time of the day in Gold or Silver. In fact, there are no more daytime exclusive encounters in Pokemon Gold and Silver. All the remaining Pokemon that we need to catch can either be caught at any time of the day, or can only be caught at night. Yes, there are still a couple nighttime exclusive encounters left. There's also a couple of nighttime exclusive events left. So I'm using Sweet Scent in order to mitigate the use of Minimize, so I can actually land my hits. Now, Gold takes a while to whittle Chansey down because of Soft Boiled. It's all because of Soft Boiled. So hopefully Silver gets past this a lot faster than Gold does. So not only do I have... So why am I bothering weakening Chansey? Well, I'm trying to weaken Chansey so I could capture it with a Friend Ball. Chansey and Golbat are the only two catchable Pokemon in Gold, Silver, and Crystal versions that evolve via Max Happiness. So using a Friend Ball and manipulating the encounter so that I capture it with just one Friend Ball means that Chansey's happiness shoots up from 70 to 200. It walks carefully to prevent its egg from breaking. However, it is extremely fast at running away. So, with 200 points, what this means of happiness to start, what this basically means is I just need to give a Chansey 20 vitamins, and then a rare candy, and boom. Actually, no, I think 19 vitamins in a rare candy, and boom, it's ready to evolve. So just max out the possible DVs you can give Chansey by feeding him 10 of every vitamin, and it's ready to evolve. Same with Eevee, same with Togepi, same with Golbat, who you can also catch with a Friend Ball. So I'm gonna go ahead and about all the trainers on Route 14 because Gold is gonna double back to pick up the PP up. And oh yeah, now Gold and Silver are now officially in the same exact locations. However, Silver still has a few more battles to fight before he starts capturing Pokemon. So, I'm just using Shadow Ball to deal with these base evolution Pokemon straight away. Silver's running low on Shadow Balls. In fact, he only has one left. So yeah, we both got past the Pokefans. Now, we will have to come back to Route 14 specifically and cut open this bush, because there's a trainer here past that bush that's looking for a Chansey and will give us an Aerodactyl in exchange. I'll have to do this in Crystal version as well, but fortunately I got the duplicate Chansey I got in a trade from Yellow, so that'll be taken care of. But Gold and Silver are going to duplicate their Chansey a couple times, so I could hold on to one to use as an in-game trade, hold on to one for a base evolution for its base form, and then evolve the other to Blissey. So with that, Gold is basically done for now. And we'll proceed to circle around Saffron City to pick up the remaining items I left behind. Silver will do that when he is good and ready to head off to Celadon City. for right now, Silver's gonna go ahead and battle all the trainers on Route 15. And then catch Chansey. By the way, one of the reasons for these odd pauses is because I don't know what causes it, but sometimes my controller just won't respond when I want him to. So I go into this house on Route 5, which requires cutting through Vermillion for a bit. And then jumping down these ledges, tuck this whole way for a cleanse tag. I also need to go in here to pick up the focus band. Fighting Dojo is basically close because the Karate King is in Mount Mora. He's the guy that we fought for in order to obtain a Tyro from him. And it's kind of funny that Mewtwo is so strong that he can one-shot Pokemon that can resist every single one of his moves. And there's an upgrade that we need to pick up. That upgrade will be vitally important to help us with commencing with trades with in-game trades with gold, silver, and crystal if I want to go that route. But crystal's gonna give gold and silver some much valuable items. So Crystal will be helping out by passing on all the items I got from trading with yellow version. So items like brick piece, gold and silver leaves. TM09, which is Psych Out. And is actually an item that needs to be passed down. The Light Ball, Lucky Punch. Alright, and Thunder Punch. And Shadow Ball. Gold fully healed at the Pokemon Center, so you can now use Shadow Ball en masse. For the most part, Mewtwo's relegated to using elemental punches to deal attacks, while Gold is battling the trainers of routes 8, 11, and then 11 through 15. Actually, 11 through 13, actually, because he battled the trainers on routes 14 and 15 already. Whereas Gold is wrapping up the battling on route. Silver's wrapping up all the remaining battles on route 15. I mean, this is so annoying. This is literally a callback to that line of trainers in red, blue, and yellow. Except now it's a line of bikers sitting outside the Route 7 through 8 tunnel. Because that's been closed down due to the gang activities going on. Honestly, that is such a... Honestly, the growing pollution in Celadon City mixed with the bikers taking over Route 7 and 8, and even the tunnels, I kind of wish they further fleshed out the plot of Kanto a bit. But I guess Kanto's just a post-game area. And that they were just barely able to fit the region into the second generation in the first place. It's actually kind of the reason why Game Freak never bothered to allow revisits to different regions again after this. Especially since attempting to fit two different regions and causes a ton of funky things to happen with the level curve in this game. As all these trainers are even if you're playing a normal playthrough, say I stuck with Typhlosion, Feraligatr, and Ampharos. Now, even if I stuck with those, with those Pokemon leveled them up a bit, they would be like 10-20 levels below my heavy hitter, my trio by now. Especially since all three of those Pokemon are in the medium slow group. But at the same time, they would definitely begin to struggle with the endgame. So, I'm soloing Mewtwo with Mewtwo because I know I can one-shot pretty much every Pokemon the rest of the way if I do this. Literally, the only Pokemon that took more than one shot to beat with my Mewtwo was Karen's Umbreon in Pokemon Silver. Anyways, now it's time for Silver to go around capturing Pokemon. Starting with this Chansey here, which again took a while to minute the 1% encounter, but considering how long it took Gold to catch this Chansey, let's see how long it takes Silver to do the same. Gonna start with Cut, because I know Cut will deal more damage. Chansey has bulky special defense, but low defense in this generation. In every generation then on. And I'm gonna use Razor Leaf to chip away at her health. Alright, that's good. Just a double slap and a tail whip. Alright, this is gonna go really fast. Alright, we caught Chansey. Few in number and difficult to capture, it is said to bring happiness to the trainer who catches it. Alright, that's one down, and there are just a couple more left before Silver's caught up with Gold. Though, I made a bit of a mistake with Gold version just now, and which will cost Gold the lead in this run. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Ethan found an elixir. And now it's Silver's turn to go around Saffron City to pick up the items he needs. Because Gold's just gotta battle a bunch of trainers and pick up a few items. So upgrade from Self Company. And I'm actually curious if Game Freak ever designed areas for the upper floors of Self Co or not in Gold, Silver, Crystal. Or if the stairs just lead to nowhere. But here I'm gonna learn my lesson and sell all the excess junk like the X Special, which we don't need. Well, I sold the protein, but turned against it. Gonna sell the Revive because I don't need it. Nugget because I don't need it. And everything else is going to the PC. And now we're going to head into the Fine Dojo, pick up the Focus Band. Focus Band is an held item that leaves you with 1 HP after that has a shot leaving you with 1 HP should you get hit with a move that would otherwise make you faint. I'm gonna go up the ledge, cut through to Vermillion, jump down, and then enter the house to grab the Cleanse Tag. In Gen 1, this house used to house the daycare center, but back then the daycare only took in one Pokemon at a time, and there was no breeding. And now, Silver's gonna head down to Route 7 and make a few captures. You know, the captures that we were looking for. And as I said earlier on in the episode, here's a hit and revive. Houndour and Murkrow can only be found at night. However, the encounter tables are quite different in terms of commonality for Murkrow, because in Silver version, you can also run into Meowth and Persian on this route, which eats at Murkrow's encounter rate. To corner prey, they check each other's location, using barks that only they can understand. Alright, that's one down, one to go. I've got to use Sweet Scent. Go Mewtwo. And yep, we're right back to Master Balls. We don't need to use any other Pokeballs for the rest of the run, because Chansey was the last Pokemon we needed to catch with a Friend Ball. It is said that when chased, it lures its attacker onto dark mountain trails where the foe will get lost. Yeah, because they're dark types, and in Japan, dark type was actually classified as evil type. I gotta go to the back of the house, and because it's night, we can talk to the guy on the roof, and he will tell us a story, and in exchange will give us TM03 Curse. Again, this item can only be obtained at night. So, you might be wondering, why am I now battling the trains on Route 11? Couldn't I have done that at the very start of the episode? No, I couldn't. That could not be the first I did because there's a giant fucking Snorlax in the way. Yeah, instead of blocking the fork on Route 12, it now blocks pretty much the entrance to Diglett's cave. So we need to get out of the way, and to do that we need to clear out the quest line involving the power plant. Anyways, there's a leftovers left in the bin. And just like in Gen 1, there is a PP up to pick up. And now that all that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and fly down here to Celadon. And my grave mistake in gold version is about to come up. Because I literally forgot to sell some of my excess junk and then deposit the rest of the PC in Lavender. But Silver, I'm preempting that by flying to the Celadon Pokemon Center and depositing all this crap in. I think last thing we need to do before we move on to Route 16 through 18 or AK Cycling Road is stop by the department store and buy TM17, which is Protect. This is the only way to obtain this TM, and I took the wrong step. And of course I'm picking up the Super Rod, although I don't believe I have any more Pokemon left that I need to fish for. Technically there's Horsey and Seadra in the World Islands, but those are also fishing encounters. Now, once again I'm gonna try and there's our encounter, what is it? 3 times in a row! 3 times in a row, I ran into a muck as my very first encounter in Cycling Road. First in Crystal, then in Gold, and now in Silver. All without using Sweet Scent. Again, 5% encounter at all times of the day. What are the odds? Its body is made of a powerful poison. Touching it accidentally will cause a fever that requires bed rest. But don't worry, I'm gonna use Sweet Scent so I could quickly capture the other two Pokemon, but first I need to find this in Max Ether. Now that I have it, I can now go Sweet Scenting, and the era in Gold is about to come up, and this isn't a super long battle either. Nor will there be any more battles after this. So after a Master Ball, and we're gonna go ahead and catch this level 29 Slugma. Alright, that's not the mistake. Here it is, coming up right now. A common sight in volcanic areas, it slowly slithers around in a constant search for warm places. And there it is. I completely maxed out my inventory and never cleaned it out before heading down here. Anyways, we got one more wild encounter. And then pretty much the rest of my time on Cycling Road is me battling trainers and picking up another hidden item. Alright, so we caught Grimer. Wherever Grimer has passed, so many germs are left behind that no plants will ever grow again. So again, this seems to bode really ill will for Celadon City. If you try fishing in the pond in Celadon City, it's all Grimer and muck. I think even the surf encounters are 100% Grimer or muck. Anyways, I'm gonna clean out my inventory real quick. I already deposited a ton of items, and I'm gonna sell the rest of the junk. Well, Silver's gonna take care of all the trainers on Route 17 and 18. And now I'm ready to resume my trek through Routes 12 and 13. I believe there's only 2 more items to pick up on Routes 12 and 13, and around 5 or 6 trainers. Alright. So I'm going to go around because there are no more trainers on the east side of Route 17. And by the way, if you want to know, the map I was using in my Crystal playthrough turned out was the map of Kanto as seen in Gold and Silver. And yet it is for some reason was attributed to Crystal version. But the map I'm using for my Gold Silver playthrough is obviously attributed to Gold Silver, so no mix-up there. I just don't think the people working on the maps bother to actually update the maps for Crystal, so it's all based on Gold and Silver. I mean, to be fair, most trainers are located at the exact same spot regardless of what version you're playing. But there are definitely some differences. Alright, and now yeah, there really isn't a lot to say because it is kind of unfortunate that Silver had already sold its nugget, whereas Gold hasn't. So I'm gonna need to find some way to address that in a future video. Because no matter what, that's gonna make Gold's campaign even slower than Silver's. Anyways, hidden max elixir right here. And there's also a hidden calcium on this route as well. I'm gonna go Shadow Ball. And yeah, Gold just has to battle the trainer with the 6 Pikachu, which is probably this game's version of Red, Blue, and Yellow's trainer with the 6 Magikarp. Which is really, really annoying. Honestly, if you're gonna give a trainer 6 Pokemon, you might as well just you might as well do something different with them. But no, they're always low-leveled, and the Pokemon are always low-leveled, they're weak as shit. And more often than not, it's just 6 copies of the same Pokemon over and over again. At least there wasn't... Well, okay, this game, the explanation is that he's a Pikachu fanatic. But I believe there are Pikachu fanatics at Kingdom Forum, and generally speaking, they only use 1 Pokemon. But then that's the main gimmick of Pokefans. They just use 1 Pokemon and that's it. And if they do use multiple Pokemon, it's either the same exact Pokemon or the same evolutionary line. Though occasionally they may choose cousins like Plusle and Minun, or Volbeat and Illumise. Well, that's Gen 3. And those generations actually introduced double battles. So it kind of makes sense why those trainers would be assigned twins or cousins, like Volbeat and Illumise, Plusle, Minun, Solrock, and Lunatone. As they were created specifically to show off the gimmick of double battles. Just fucking crazy to think, cause all those Pokemon straight up suck. So yeah, so Silver's just about done battling all the optional trainers. Gold has 1 more trainer to fight after this, and then we will fly back to Lavender. Honestly, the bright side to Silver pulling up ahead of Gold because of Gold's flub is that now I can actually capture Pokemon in Rock Tunnel at a different pace. And of course, I decided to arrive at Fuchsia City this time. Now I'm in Lavender Town. And I'm gonna use this opportunity to battle the trainers of Route 10 into Rock Tunnel. And this will give Silver an opportunity to capture its first Pokemon before Gold does. So hopefully the timing for the Pokemon captures here will be different from one another. Bit of trivia, Gold has 7 save states, Silver has 9, because I literally need to make sure there aren't any overlapping captures. So I can read the Pokédex entries in both games at the same time. And that's kind of a tricky art in of itself because there are no, because I'm just hoping I run into these Pokemon as random encounters. One of them's fairly common and available on both the top and upper and lower floors of Rock Tunnel, while the other 2 are 5% encounters, only available on the lower floors. Though luckily similar to all the other Pokemon I've caught, these Pokemon are not day and night exclusives. Kinda think of it, I don't think there's a single day or night exclusive in Gold and Silver. By the way, I accidentally used Sweet Set on this first tile when I meant to use Flash. That's why I didn't use this opportunity to manipulate the RNG to run to whatever I like because, well, because I literally thought I was using Flash. I have so many HM slaves in these games that's ridiculous. 5 Pokemon to use a bunch of field moves. Just to use a bunch of field moves. And here's our first encounter already. That being a Cubone, which is fairly common. And honestly, that gaff with the sweet scent definitely allowed Gold to close the gap a little bit. But Silver just caught Cubone, so time to read a Pokedex entry. It always wears the skull of its dead mother, so no one has any idea what its hidden face looks like. A bit trivia, the Cubone Marowak lines were originally going to be closely connected to Kangaskhan. Though some would believe that this meant that the Cubone Marowak would have evolved into Kangaskhan at some point. However, the beta versions of Red, Blue, and Yellow seem to indicate a different path forward for the Cubone and Kangaskhan lines. Heck, Squirtle wasn't even supposed to evolve into Blastoise originally, and that Blastoise would have evolved from a different Pokemon, while Wartortle would have evolved into something else altogether. However, the two designs for the Water Turtle Pokemon were similar enough to one another, plus Blastoise looked cooler than Proto-Turtle Pokemon. And here is Gold's first encounter, that capture, that being Kangaskhan. And what is Silver Battle right into? Oh, another Kangaskhan. So back-to-back Pokedex entries are coming up. Hopefully there's no overlap. If it is safe, the young gets out of the belly pouch to play. The adult keeps a close eye on the youngster. Alright, now for Silver's turn. To protect its young, it will never give up during battle, no matter how badly wounded it is. And yes, I slowed down my pace a bit in Silver version because I didn't want to run the rest of the two games overlapping, which turned out wasn't necessary, but Silver's plenty ahead as is. I mean, Silver has one more Pokemon left to catch. And there it is. The last counter for Silver version. So even though I took an extra step, it turned out to work out for me in the end. Whereas Gold pretty much surrendered whatever ground it was gained permanently with that little detour. It collects bones from an unknown place. The Marowak graveyard exists somewhere in the world, rumors say. What a weirdly worded Pokedex entry. Almost like Yoda wrote it. Anyways, here is Silver's Gold's second encounter. Silver's done capturing Pokemon. And I'm not using Max Repel because Gold doesn't use a Max Repel. And this is literally Gold's second encounter here. Has been seen pounding boulders with the bone it carries in order to tap out messages to others. So Silver made out of rock tunnel while Gold is just getting blasted with encounter after encounter after encounter. So even though I have all the Pokemon needed to conduct trades with each other as well as Pokemon Crystal, I'm not properly set up yet for these trades. Actually, that's not true. I don't have Seadra, so that's gonna wait for later. Never mind, I'm not ready to trade with each other or with Crystal version. But Gold is about to capture his last Pokemon. And Silver... If it is sad or lonely, the skull it wears shakes and emits a plaintive and mournful sound. Plaintive? So what I'm doing is withdrawing the vitamins from my PC so I could max out Chansey's happiness with them. I'm also gonna go ahead and remove all the rare candies held by all of my Pokemon. Stored away in the PC. Of course, I'm also gonna move around my reserves box so I could put all the fully evolved lines back where they belong. And the Pokemon I plan to evolve, I'm going to move into my party so I could dupe them and evolve them ahead of time. Those vitamins are gonna help with evolving Chansey into Blissey too. So really, the only Pokemon I'm gonna leave in my PC box are going to be Slugma, Chansey, and Houndour, because all three of them are gonna evolve. Murkrow's at the bottom of box 21 to 200, and Chansey, Slugma, and Houndour get moved into my party so I can evolve them properly. Anyway, Silver is done for now, and I will take care of all the boring stuff off screen. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get Gold all as caught up as is reasonable. Really, I'm not gonna worry about the items in my inventory too much. I'm just gonna, right now, instead I'm just gonna move the Pokemon by party, and I'll do all the stuff, the extra stuff I did in Silver off screen here in Gold. At this point, this episode's gone on long enough, so I'm basically just setting the two games up to dupe and evolve these three Pokemon. That's all. So... Alright, this is when I'm now moved my starter Pokemon into the reserve box, so I can dupe and evolve the Pokemon. I need 3 Chanseys, 2 Slugmas, and 2 Houndours. So that's it. Next time, I'm evolving the Pokemon, and I'm gonna check out the power plant. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. With all out of the way, this is Mike Gorn, sign out.